So I love to collect words and stories, and I love to share them in books. And so I'm going to read you The Word Collector. So hello to all the kids out there. Raise your hand if you're a kid. Or do you feel like a kid? Right, I do. The Word Collector. By the way, this is dedicated to Dick Robinson, who is the publisher and owner of Scholastic Books. And they are celebrating 100 years of sharing books with kids. So my hats off to Scholastic. Happy 100th birthday. And here we go. Collectors collect things, right? Some people collect stamps. Some people collect coins. Some people collect rocks. And other people collect art. I don't know if you recognize, but that's a little nod to Vashti from the Dot. Some people collect bugs. Others collect baseball cards. Some people collect comic books. And Jerome, what did he collect? Maybe you can tell. Jerome collected words. And this is one of his all-time favorite words. Wonder. He collected words he heard. My trip to Peru was perfectly pleasant. Certain words caught his attention. I have not been to Peru yet, but I'm planning on it. If you're from Peru, let me know. I went to Brazil this year, which was amazing. Amazing. He collected words he saw. The Willow Tea Shop. Certain words just jumped out at him. He collected words he read. That's why it's so important to read. Certain words popped off the page like emerald from The Wizard of Oz. The book is showing backwards. How do I do that? How do I flip it around? Does anyone know? Maybe, let's see, you can turn the setting around to make it, yeah. Let's see. How do we do that? I love reading too, Allison. And, and thank you, the happy birthday wishes. It is my twin brother's birthday. I'm messaging Paul right now. It is Paul's birthday. He celebrates it March 16th every year, so yeah, it's my birthday too. We're taking a little break here to figure out this technical. Will this be available online after? Sure, why not? I'll save it. Hey, Sarah, you are so sweet. And Teresa and Claudia and Christine. Who else do we have? And Elizabeth and Ashley. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thanks for the birthday wishes. It's fun hanging out with you. I think we're all going a bit stir-crazy being quarantined. But it's really, really important. It's important to stay safe and minimize going outside and stay inside and read a book. So let's see if Paul has a solution to this. Paul says it's okay. Do you guys mind if the book is backwards? Art looks good flipped either way, right? And you have me reading, so you don't need to actually read the words. All right, we're getting back to it. So Jerome, he loves words. And he loves short and sweet words, right? And these are actually some of my favorite words. Drift, dream. I'm going to take that cover off. Two-syllable treats like treasure, motif, whisper, glimmer, hover. And multiple syllable words that sounded like little songs like kaleidoscope, wonderful, symphony, guacamole, geometry. There were words do you know what? This is my favorite page in the whole book. Yeah, I think I'm allowed to have a favorite page. There were words he did not know the meaning of at first, but they were marvelous to say, right? You don't need to know the definition to love a word, right? You can figure that out later. Aromatic, vociferous, effervescent. Effervescent might be one of my all-time favorite words, which of course it means bubbly, bubbly. And of course, when you read words in context, especially when you're reading a book you love, you will figure out what the meaning is. You can kind of guess at it, right? So that's why it's so important to read, and you don't have to worry. If you come across a word you don't know, your brain is going to store it away and it'll figure out what the meaning is. And of course, you can always look up the meaning or ask a friend who is also a word collector. There were words whose sounds were perfectly suited to their meaning. So being an artist, of course, I see a word and I have a picture in my head. And some match rather perfectly, like the word molasses. Doesn't that sound drippy and slow? How about Tyrannosaurus Rex? How about torrential, like torrential rain? And how about smudge? And bellow. There's a lion roaring. Jerome filled his scrapbooks, just like me. See, those are all my journals over there, filled with ideas. Jerome filled his scrapbooks with more and more of his favorite words. And check all those words out. And of course, they're backwards. I know that they're backwards today, but you get the point. And there's a little nod to my son, Henry Rocket Reynolds. So his name is there. Am I pointing with the right one? Yeah. Jerome's collections grew. He began organizing them, right? Being a organized guy, he organizes all of his collections. He had a dreamy collection. He had science. Check this out, right? He had a science collection. He had a sad collection. He had a collection of action words, of poetic words. One day, while transporting them, can you guess what's going to happen? Yeah, because that's a tall pile of books. So, and he's got his eyes closed, by the way, because he's a bit dreamy. Yeah, you guessed it. Jerome slipped, and his words went flying. As he began to pick them up, he noticed his collections had become jumbled. Check this out. All his words were jumbled. Right? Big words next to little words, sad words next to dreamy words, science words next to art words, music words next to history words. They were all mixed up. Jerome began stringing his words together. Check this out. He's stringing them along the clothesline. Whisper symphony, electric peace. Words he had not imagined being side by side. Savor dreams, cascading stars. That page always reminds me of Coldplay lyrics. Whisper symphony, electric peace. Savor dreams, cascading stars. Doesn't that sound like a Chris Martin song? And by the way, welcome everybody. I'm seeing my friends from Cyprus, and I've got friends from Greece and Turkey. Welcome. In South Carolina. You guys are awesome. Thanks for joining. Jerome used his words to write poems. He used his poems to make songs. They moved, they delighted. And for those of you who have just joined, yes, the pages are backwards today. We're going to get that right tomorrow. I'm planning on doing this every day until the kids are back in school. Some of his most powerful, right? Some of his simplest words were his most powerful, like I understand, I'm sorry, thank you, you matter. Jerome eagerly collected more and more of his favorite words. Check this out. Look at his room. It's just covered with words. Loads and loads of words. right? Does that look familiar? This scene look familiar to my my word collection? And there are words sprinkled throughout the book, so you can take time and actually have some fun reading all of these words, like molecule and peace. Someone was trying to call him. It was my sister Jane trying to call him from London. Jane, you can't interrupt story time. Look, all my friends are here. We're having a good story time, so call me back later. The more words he knew, the more clearly he could share with the world what he was thinking, what he was feeling, what he was dreaming. Check out, look at all those words. One day, one breezy afternoon, Jerome climbed the highest hill, pulling a wagon packed with his entire word collection. He smiled as he emptied his collection of words into the wind. Don't panic, there's more. He saw children in the valley below scurrying about, collecting words from the breeze. And there they are. All his friends have become word collectors. Jerome had no words to describe how happy that made him. At the very end of the book, I have a little message, and I will read you what this message says. Reach for your own words. Tell the world who you are and how you will make it better. Peter Hamilton Reynolds. And that, my friends, is the word collector. And that's the cover. And it's kind of fun to take the cover off of a book, and sometimes there are surprises, like this is a little surprise. This took a while. Not only a while to draw, but a while to collect those words. It took about a year to make the book, and every time I would have a conversation with someone and someone would tell me a new word, I'd be like, that's a great word for the word collector. So thank you for all of my friends who contributed words. And happy birthday, Jack Casey. That's awesome. He's 6 years old. How awesome is that? I will have to replay this and watch all of these lovely notes. It's really so fun to connect with everybody. Hey, Bill Norris, that's right. I have a brand new book out. It's called Be You. I'll probably read that. I have quite a few books in my collection now, but I'll be reading The Dot and Ish. You can give me your request for what you would like me to read. And you know what? I'll probably read some of my friends' books too, right? Susan Verde. I have wonderful, talented friends with loads of books. I hope that everybody takes this time. I know it's a challenging time around the world, but we're uniting and remembering that connecting, human beings connecting, is the most important thing we can do. Also connecting to big ideas and thinking, how can we use our time and our talent, our energy to make the world a better place? So think about how you can make the world a better place. Also, take this time to read, right? Find a book, read a book, and also learn something new. Think about what you can learn. I have a, check this out. I have a collection of guitars and ukuleles. And I would love to learn how to play this because I actually don't know, but I still love it, right? So you could sort of be fascinated with something, and just like Jerome, right? He didn't understand all the words, but he just loved them. And so I love the guitar, and I would actually like to learn. So who knows, maybe that will be my challenge, is to play you a song on the last day. And there will be a last day of this. We're all going to figure this out. Stay safe. Keep washing those hands. And I'll be hanging out with you for as long as it takes, okay? So, and again, thanks. I'm loving reading all of these messages. I will read BU. How about tomorrow? I'm going to read BU tomorrow. So thank you. Who is that mentioned that? It's hard. Oh, Jeff Creeder. I will. And again, thank you for all the birthday wishes. Paul and I are celebrating. We call it Twin Day, and we spend Twin Day together all the time. Right, every year we've been. I think the past 25 years we've spent the day together, and we cancel all plans. And we think about where we've been, where we are now, where we're going, and then, of course, where we would like to be going. But today is the very first Twin Day in a quarter century that Paul and I are not together, because I am in self-quarantine after my book tour. I decided it was, after traveling on many planes and speaking to thousands of kids and signing books in bookstores, being in airports, that it was the prudent thing to do to self-quarantine. So I am here in my studio, and I will be working on some new books. Do you know, I'll give you a little sneak preview. No one's seen this yet. This comes out in September, just in time for International Dot Day. Some of you may celebrate that. This comes out, this is a sneak preview copy. Peter Reynolds, Make Your Mark Gallery, a coloring book-ish. And it comes with 40 frames, and the pages are perforated. So you'll get to color the frame in, and of course there's nothing inside. And where is that art going to come from? Right, from you. And some of the pages I actually started the drawing, but I need you to finish. So can you use your imagination and figure out what to make this little squiggle into? That's a game that my twin brother and I loved to play growing up. He would make me a squiggle, I would make him a squiggle. We'd trade squiggles, and then we would figure out, what that squiggle could become. And I think it was great training for both of us to use our imagination. So I'm going to say so long for now. But I just want to say thank you to everybody, including Amy and Cecilia and Kelly and Allison and Paul Reynolds. Hey, Paul Reynolds. Paul has joined us. Yes, the dotclub.org is a way to find out about International Dot Day, the dotclub.org. And lots to share. And again, these are challenging times, but when the going gets tough, the creative get going. And everyone's going to pitch in and make things better. And we have to stay optimistic. It will get better. I am absolutely sure of it. We've got amazing, smart, wonderful people helping make it better. And it's going to be good. It will be good. So hang in there. I will be with you on the journey. And, we'll be back again tomorrow at noon with some new stories. And if you feel like hang out with me between then, all you have to do is open up one of my books with my name on it, right? Start reading, and I will be there with you. So long, everybody. Thanks again for joining us today. Kim and Tina and Paula and Kelly and Kimberly and Allison and Janice and Kendra and Bill Norris. It just is wonderful to use technology to connect us all, right? So let's keep connecting the dots. I'm going to say goodbye and sending lots and lots of love to everybody out there. I will be back tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time. I'm here in Dedham, Massachusetts, not far from Boston. I'm quarantined in my studio, and I will be sharing more with you tomorrow. So long, everybody. Take care. And if you feel creative, get that pencil out, start doodling, and maybe it's time to write that book, right? Or get to that project you've been wanting to do. So learn something, do stuff, read, and let's stay connected. So long, everybody.